days. A 2-week, 14-day experiment was stopped in 6 days because of what they were doing. And they could leave at any time. Why weren't the prisoners leaving? Because the effect, de-individuation, they were part of a group. Unless the whole group left, they weren't going to leave. It's pretty sad. So, you look at this, if there's no citizens and residents or politicians, and you don't have to, and I'm sorry it's not intriguing enough, like talking about the Masons. Oh, it's the Masons, look at the dollar, 666 and everything, and Sean Hannity doing his 6, and that's just the way, you don't have to talk about the Masons, you don't have to talk about the Illuminati, none of that means anything. It's intriguing, that stuff, but it's not important. We used to joke around, you go in front of one of the Mesa courts and they've got the dedication stone from the Masonic Lodge. Like, oh, I've been filing my paperwork in the wrong place, I got to go around the corner to the Grand Lodge. But they give us all these delusions so that we don't see that stuff. We don't see what the actual problem is. We don't, instead of seeing them as killers, thieves, and liars, we see them as honorable members of Congress. They always put honorable. Why? Does your plumber do that? The Honorable Joe Sixpack. What other profession needs to do that? Seriously, what other profession needs to give themselves titles like that?
Lawyers.
Exactly, because people know them for what they are. When we got to give ourselves titles, people are on to us. Oh, honorable. Okay. See, those people who call themselves government, they can do that because they have superior public relations. It's one of the things I wrote on the back of the book. It's a question. Is it possible that what you think is real is just a public relations scheme? And you damn well better believe it is. And don't ever think for a moment these people are stupid. Stefan mentioned last night a very important thing, I want to bring it out. The government we see, yeah, they look stupid. The ones who are really in control, they're not stupid. How else can you get hundreds of millions of people to accept pieces of paper as money? If you think these people are stupid and don't understand human psychology and socialization, you're dead wrong. Never underestimate them. So don't think for a second, too, that the people who inflict this force or are behind the force, that they don't know what the results are of using paper. It would be like getting into a fight and underestimating your opponent. What does he know? Well, when you're picking up your teeth, because you didn't know what to expect, never assume. Yeah, and I said in the book, never bring just like a Dago to bring a knife to a gunfight from the Untouchables. I'm half Sicilian, so nobody, I went, hey, what the, go ahead. It's not just that you get people to accept these pieces of paper as money, but you get people to actually defend it. They defend it, which is amazing. And you talk about gold and silver, and they call it funny money. So I got to tell you, trying to be as objective and cold as, and scientific as possible, when I see the result that they've got people accepting pieces of paper as money and they're defending it, you're doing a damn good job. They're not stupid. And if you doubt that they're stupid, go and do it yourself. Try getting 100 million people to accept your pieces of paper. You'll realize real quick these are not stupid people that you were dealing with. And some have criticized me, oh, Mark, anything can be used, you can use anything as money, even paper. There's two important issues there. Go out and try to issue your own paper. You'll find out real fast only one group of people are allowed to do that. Just one. And they're willing to kill you to make sure it stays that way. There's plenty of cases to prove that. They have whole sections dealing just with that. It's kind of odd that the Secret Service is inside the Treasury. Yeah, think about that one. But getting people to accept these pieces of paper as money isn't entirely based on physical force. It's based on these delusions and outright lies such as we're citizens, part of a state, that you're a taxpayer. And how do they address you when you get your letters from the IRS? Is it ever, Dear Ian, Dear Taxpayer? It's the same as me sending a letter back saying, Dear Criminal. I had to say that, thank you. I had one particular one that wouldn't stop. I said, my client's name is, let's say, Bob. Well, the taxpayer, stop. My client's name is Bob. Well, the taxpayer, if you call him a taxpayer again, I'm going to call you a rapist. No, I don't need any more evidence than you do that my client's a taxpayer. He's a rapist protester. How would you do that with a new non-filer, the new politically correct way of saying tax protester? He's resisting being labeled a rapist. Don't know why. Well, see, it's all bull, and it's easily proven bull. All you have to do is look at the facts. And it's bull right down to the idea that you have rights. Now this is where things get a little shticky. Start telling people they have no rights, and they get really upset. How many people here think they have rights? Raise your hand. Hopefully, you too? Okay. You just doing that for effect, or? Now, I've had people call the show, very irate, when I say you don't have any rights. You tell me I don't have a right to life, liberty, and happiness? That's what I'm saying. What are rights? Anyone? Well, you're not telling me what they are.
Well, they're whatever you fight for. The king has the right to do whatever he wants with the subjects. Why? Because he forces them to do it, and because they go along with it. You have whatever right you want to set up.
But what is it? What is a right?
A right is something you can protect.
But it doesn't tell me what it is. My car is something I can protect. It doesn't mean it's a right.
Something you can't take away.
We know that's not true. Now, a right is a legal claim. That's all it is. It's a legal claim. They only exist in your head. That's it. So I had someone, this guy saying, you're telling me I don't have the God-given right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness? I said, that's what I'm telling you. And if you think otherwise, I'll give you as much time as you need on the show. I'll have you come back on next week. Well, we weren't aware that next week wasn't going to be on. You could come back on and prove it. I said, now I can prove to a certain degree right here on the show right now that you have life, liberty, and property. You have life because I can hear you. I can prove that. You have liberty because I'm assuming that there's no one standing there with a gun to your head. Even if they are, you've still made a conscious choice and have liberty, you're still talking. You have liberty. Property, I can pretty much presume that because you've got at least a microphone and an internet connection. So these are things I can prove. These are tangible. I can make a case you have life, liberty, and property. Now make a case you have a right to life, liberty, and property. Okay? Now I know why Steph, he's not sitting there like this because he's saying this guy's full of crap. You know, some other people, who doesn't agree? Okay. We'll go through more where we'll address that after. We'll give you an opportunity to lay the facts out. Because when you start laying the facts out, you're going to come to the same conclusion many U.S. attorneys and prosecutors have come to. Don't exist. And it's not just because they refuse to acknowledge it. Because they don't think you have rights to life, liberty, and property either. But for different reasons. Okay? But because of this BS, because we think we have rights,